another episode on Laid Back the Zinga podcast. And the topic we have for today is observation and experience. To talk about this topic today, we have Ems. Should I call you Ems or Emeka?
Anyone, all join.
Ems, Emeka, all of them full. Yeah, how far, man?
I'm good.
Good. How's it been? It's been a long time now.
Yeah. It's been long. Still surviving though.
Yeah. So Emeka and I met in Oga in while I was doing our NYSC. Yeah, back then I been teaching him how to play Scrabble. So yeah, he was a good student, you know. Yeah. But man, back then it was actually fun back then. Oh. Yeah,
it was fun, and you actually introduced me to the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's true. I actually forgot.
Initially boring, like the first, first 3 episodes. Afterwards.
Was I the one that introduced you to Game of Thrones?
Yeah, you're the one.
I can't even remember, but I know I watched it back then. I used to watch it. Yeah, I can't even. Man, that's a long time.
Yeah,
wow.
It's really long.
Yeah, but I thought this guy was the one that actually introduced me to Game of Thrones. What was his name? Was it Austin?
I can't remember Austin.
Not Austin. What's his name? The Edo guy.
No. Omo.
Not Omo. Doom next to mine.
I don't know, I can't remember.
Jonas. Yeah.
Jonas. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Jonas was the one that actually introduced me to Game of. I can't remember, but I know Jonas introduced me to a particular song. I still remember, but I thought he was one. I didn't know. but well, the Game of Thrones, the last episode actually, the last season actually messed up the whole thing.
Yeah. No, I think not the last season, but the last season. Some episodes in the last season, probably like the last 2 episodes or so, just messed up the whole thing.
No, more than the last 2 episodes, because if you think about it, I think the Night King died in the last 3 episodes. I wasn't expecting the Night King to die like that. He died so easily.
He died so easily. Well, I was expecting that yes, something terrible would have happened.
Yeah,
it's coming from I think Arya Stark. Yes, because she had been trained by the god of many faces or something.
Yeah, faceless men. Yeah,
faceless men, and truly those guys, in my own opinion, they were actually spiritual.
Yeah,
so I just believe that he would have been in a better position to have, not possibly taking down the Night King, but at least obstruct his flow of being able to wipe out the entire entire city.
But now that you just mentioned it, I think you have a point, because I actually expected more from Aya after her training with those guys, because I think at the end of the day, if I can remember correctly, I think the Mad King was the only prominent person I remember her killing.
Yes.
I can't remember her killing anyone else apart from the Night King.
Who else did she kill? She killed. There's this. I'm not good with their names, but she murdered. There's this guy. I can tell you what he did. Aya's elder brother. After
Water Free. I know we're talking about Water Free.
Where they set them up during. I think they had a dinner.
Yeah.
So she murdered that guy.
Yeah.
And his sons.
Yeah.
So I can't remember clearly who else she murdered, but I know I could actually remember that scene where she fed him with a meal.
Yeah.
And told him that hope you like how your sons taste or something like that.
Yeah, a pie. Yeah.
Yes, a pie.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember she killed that guy, but I was expecting, because if you remember, she kept on reciting names of people on her list. So I was expecting more from her. If you have a lot of people on your list and you've undergone this training, I expected her to kill a lot more. You see what I mean? Well,
Yes.
I feel like she killed just that with the Free, Leah and the Sons, and then Night King. That was it. I can't remember. Yeah.
It's just it didn't end well.
No, they messed it up. They messed it up because I think it was a little bit rushed, and again, that's the burden of expectation, because at that point everybody was expecting too much. I don't think I've ever seen a TV show with a lot of analogies. People had YouTube channels to actually explain what they think is going to happen. It was just too much,
Bro. Back then in Lagos, like whenever I get to the office, like literally, my boss is old. He's way older than I am.
Yeah.
And you will see these old men literally analyzing Game of Thrones. Like, bro, as in that moment, it wasn't even a crime for you to say you have a clip. Next thing, you just see everyone just, I have a flashback. Please, could you copy that for me? Could you copy that for me? My boss was literally just watching that show in the office before he gets home.
Yeah. Man,
it was an interesting one.
Like, Game of Thrones was so fun to me that to the point that before they aired the final season, yeah, I went back to watch from season 1 to the 7 before they brought out the 8th one again.
No, that's actually what I do, because before a new season is released, you just have to catch up, because
sometimes you forget what happened there.
Yes, you forget what happened, and they make sure that the link. You tend to realize that there was something that happened in season 1.
Yeah.
They are relating to something that happened in season 1 in season, maybe probably like season 4.
Yeah.
So, and now you see guys start analyzing this thing to you, telling me that, can you remember this scene? This thing happened in this scene. So they're trying to.
I knew you go there. They wonder, how do you guys remember this thing?
Bro, at the point I was lost.
Yeah. But the one that actually shocked me was, you remember when Jon Snow was killed by the Brotherhood, whatever?
Yes, the Brotherhood.
I went on YouTube. People were crying.
Guy, what are you saying?
I was like, he's just a character. Like, people were crying.
At a point, I felt that, in my own opinion, I think the reactions from the masses or the viewers made them bring back that character.
Yeah.
Because I just felt that maybe they wanted to actually wanted to scrap that character, but the reaction from the masses, like, for what? This guy has come this far. Is it that the whole Stark family just keeps dying without, and this guy is basically the heir to the throne?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's out. He's just wiped out, just like that.
No, but if you remember, at that point, nobody actually knew he was the heir to the throne. At that point, if you remember when he was killed, no one knew. No one knew at that point. No one actually knew what actually happened. We got to know towards, like, I think the last season. That was when they started explaining how Lisa or Leah, so I can't remember her name, had an affair. No one knew. So at that point, we felt like it was just the bastard son. that was it.
I don't know. It was really painful. I won't lie.
It was, man. Then in the episode when he was brought back to life, or more, see people cry, see people rejoice as if it was the second coming of Christ. I'm serious. Like, I was, man, he's just the character. But that was the fun thing. That was the fun thing about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was the only TV show I've seen that you can't actually predict and say this is going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Because in the first season, I thought Ned would be the main guy, and he was killed in the last episode. Everybody was confused. Everybody got confused. Then season 2, we thought the son would take over. And then he was killed again. Bro, everybody was like, okay, I'm waiting to happen now. Now we're confused.
It got to a point. I literally just told myself, see, there's no need analyzing this thing. Guys,
yeah.
These guys have written this thing. They know who they want. It's just like the creator. The creator knows.
Yeah,
this is the person I want to get to the end of this series. So
yeah,
no point. It was just it was mentally and time draining, because you now analyze our next thing, bro. this person is just dead.
I think we have to factor that in, because you have a point there. Because if you remember, when the previous episode before the last one, they were actually following what was in the book written by the author, and when they now did the last one, the author was still writing the book, so they just took permission from him to actually do the final episode. So they didn't follow anything in the book. I think it contributed to what actually happened at the end, because nobody expected that ending. The ending was horrible.
Yeah, no, it was horrible. It was really horrible.
We're all expecting a good climax. The man, that was really horrible.
It was really, really
They
horrible.
they still owe all of us as a big apology, because imagine how many people are introduced to Game of Thrones because of they scattered everything for me.
No, sincerely speaking.
Yeah, but anyway, before we digress, so let's just focus on what we have to talk about, which is observation and experience. So when we talk about observation and experience, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Do you think you're naturally observant? Do you think you're empathetic? Because if you're observant, that means you notice things easily and you feel you have at least be a good listener and feel a little bit of empathy towards other people. But so anyway, what do you think about when they talk about observation and experience? What actually comes to your mind?
Basically, in my own opinion, when someone says observation,
yeah,
when that word pops, like when it's mentioned, I think the first thing that pops into my head is being attentive.
Yeah,
that's the first thing that pops into my head, being attentive.
Yeah.
Then when you're talking about experience, it's more like what basically, like, what have you actually passed through in life?
Yeah.
That's the thing that just pops into my head. And when it comes to observation and experience, yes, I would say I'm observant. And from a scale from 1 to 100, I would say 70.
Okay. Do you think you are actually observant? Because, okay, at least I might be wrong, but at least I know you are on the I think you're introverted. Okay.
Yes.
Do you think being an introvert comes with being very, very good observation, being a very good observer?
I would say no, because
what? Why?
Because being observant, to me, I categorize that as having a skill. You could be an introvert, and not be observant.
Really?
Yes.
Because I used to think being observant is something that comes with that nature of introvert. Like once you're introverted, one way or the other, because since you don't talk much, you tend to watch others and actually notice more things that the extrovert do not notice.
No, yeah, when we talk about being an introvert, some things we fail to lay emphasis on.
Yeah.
Which is, now, you're an introvert when you are around new people.
Yeah. True.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So when you're not around new people, bro, a lot of us lose guard and we become something else. So when you're around new people, most of us tend to be quiet.
Yeah.
But some don't.
Yeah.
So being an introvert doesn't have anything to do with being observant.
True.
Because
you have a point there, yeah. No, I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
You can be an introvert and what you'll be paying attention to might be totally different from what someone that isn't an introvert is paying attention to. So it doesn't have anything to be observant.
Interesting.
My own opinion, though.
Like, I feel because I think honestly, like I think I'm an extroverted introvert. I talk to people, but I really like my own space. And then I realized like I could read a lot of things easily and observe things easily. And sometimes people don't. I get surprised. Like it shocks me. Like when I tell maybe like family members or friends what I observed, and they did not observe the same thing, I'm gonna wonder, like, are you sure you were actually looking at the same thing I was looking at? Like, I don't understand. Like, I could see this thing, like 1 million miles away. Like, so, but and I thought it was because maybe I was more introverted than the person. That's why I could see it and read it easily than because the person is more extroverted, so the person is chatty. You see what I mean? So I'm the more calm, on the calm side, so I can actually relax a bit and then see these things. But thinking about it now, then I met some other introverts who, at the end of the day, they've told me something and I realized that they don't really pay attention to things. So I started wondering, but so I think you're right. You have a point there. Yeah. And again, I there's this book. I have this thing for Robert Greene. So I read his book, Law of Human Nature. So he was saying something.
Very lovely.
That's one of my best books. So he says something about paying attention. It's not just about he says something about trying as much as possible to look inwards instead of looking inwards, because when you look inwards, that means you're so conscious of yourself. You see what I mean? Forget about inwards and then look outwards. Focus on other people. Listen to them. Anything they're telling you, try as much as possible to develop that empathy, to understand and feel what they're feeling, so that you can actually like help them and suit them in any way, depending on what they are feeling. Then you realize like sometimes I won't say I'm so good at it, but you realize that initially I thought it was a problem because when I observe a lot of things, sometimes it gets on my nerve and I start asking myself, do I really need to know this thing? And it actually affects my attitude towards that particular thing, activity, or person, because I could read 10 steps ahead. This is what's going to happen. This is what I mean. So automatically my attitude changes immediately. But then other people around me, because they haven't paid attention to they don't really mind, so they're a little bit carefree. So at the point, it started pissing me off. I was like, man, I just want to be carefree. I don't want to be able to read these things. I don't care anymore. I just want to chill out there. I just enjoy my life. I don't need to read shit. I don't need it. But then, honestly, but then after reading the book, I realized maybe it's actually a gift. So I should stop fighting it.
Yeah.
So do you think it's a gift, a natural gift that everybody some people are born with, or is it something that they develop over time?
For me, it comes in both ways.
Okay.
So basically, I don't know if I'll categorize it as being a gift.
Yeah.
Living around a certain kind of person or people tend to influence the way you do things.
True.
So if you, one way or the other, grew up around maybe elder cousins or siblings or your parents, and most times they always discuss things that have been observed in maybe a party that all of you went to.
Yeah.
Then as a child, you gradually you start learning some things.
Yeah.
From your folks, and
True.
you should understand that your folks might, like for example, you might come back complaining to your parents that, oh, this is what happened in school or whatever, or this is what happened with your best friend. And now your mom is now telling you, that is why she's always doing this. Do you understand? That is why she does that. She does this. And unknowingly, you start paying attention to those things your mom says.
Yeah.
Not only on your best friend, amongst other people.
Yeah.
Then you start developing this habit. So there's nobody born with this thing.
Really?
Sincerely speaking, my own opinion, you're not born with this thing. You just
so it's something we develop then.
Yes, you easily develop this thing. Yes, you easily develop it at a tender age or at a later age. So for you that have adopted and developed this thing at a tender age, we that are just getting to know about it, we just be like, oh man, you get better gift.
Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't work that way. If your dad or your mom always read books and encourage you to read books, now you understand. You get to the university and you're always reading maybe self-development books or scientific books or whatever.
Yeah.
Now your friends will be like, oh boy, man, I wish I could do this thing. No, you just developed, you just adopted this habit
Yeah,
from
yeah.
a tender age.
Everything stemmed down. Everything. If you think about it, the environment you grew up in is really important, and the parents you have upbringing.
Thank you
I
very
think
much.
you have a
That is
point there because I had this conversation with my brother, my younger brother, one time. We're talking about football. Omo, if I'm being honest with you, like I started organizing football matches as far back as primary one. I'm serious. You can ask my siblings. I'm serious. Primary one, primary two. So because I started watching football, playing football, doing all those things about football at a young age.
Thank you.
So like when I announced, because I was lucky, we had cable TV, DSTV, like even when I was growing up. So I realized when I was arguing, whenever, like when we were younger and we're arguing about football, I realized it's because I was exposed to these things. I was opportune to my parents. I was privileged, and my parents. I was opportune to be able to watch cable TV and all these things at a young age. Not because it's really because I was the smartest person out there. No, because I was exposed to these things. I was always watching football. So that's why, for example, now that I'm grown, I don't even need to watch the things I see in football are totally different from what the other person is actually sees, because it's possible because I started watching these things on time. For example, like when there's a football match, even if I'm not watching it, I go to live scores. Next thing I go to I was with a friend. That's when I even noticed. I thought everybody used to do the same thing. That's what I thought. But my friend just looked at the scores and just left. But that's not me. I'll go to the lineup, check all the lineup for all the matches, Premier League, whatever. You see what I mean? Check the substitutions. These are the things actually I can now tell you. Subconsciously, I'm recording in my mind. This coach always makes substitutions at the 65th minute, so it's recorded in my subconscious. You see what I mean? I started paying attention to this thing because I was exposed to these things at a young age, and you're right. It's the truth. I was exposed to these things at a young age. Yeah. So you actually, maybe we actually pick up these things from our parents, our cousins, like people who were exposed where we were growing up. And I think you're right. You have a point there. Then later on, you now meet friends and people will be like, "Oh, Emeka is so talented and gifted in this," whereas you were just lucky to you because you were just exposed. Yeah. Yeah. Then people later develop theirs later in life because now they understand they actually have to, so they're not forcing themselves to actually develop that particular skill. Okay. Yeah. That's a good way to look at it, So do you think experience can also make us to go back and say, you know what, now I need to develop these observation skills?
Yes, experience can.
And in what way?
So basically, in my own opinion, it depends on what you actually want.
Yeah.
If you have, just permit me to use something different, which is smoking.
Yeah.
Now, if the first time you did this thing, you enjoyed it, you will keep doing
it. I've never seen anybody. Okay, this is disclaimer, but I've never seen anybody that enjoys those things like the very first time, even beer.
No, bro.
Yeah.
You can never tell.
True.
Some people actually continue due to peer pressure.
Yeah.
People continue because they enjoy.
That's what I feel. Yeah.
So it all depends on what you get from what you've done.
Yeah.
So now, when it comes to these skill sets or the things you've been exposed to while you're little.
Yeah.
Now, if you realize you gain a level of what's that thing called? A level of happiness or fulfillment through this thing.
Yeah.
You will put more energy in it.
Yeah.
You will.
True.
So, and for some people that take it to the next level, they now gradually start monetizing the skill set. So it depends on what actually you gain from it. If you're just doing it out of leisure, yes, you might decide to develop the skill, but trust me, you won't put so much effort towards that thing as someone that is dependent on that thing.
That depended on a source of livelihood.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You have a point. Yeah.
You won't put so much energy towards it because if you observe, most times our 9 to 5s, which 60% of us might not really enjoy,
Yeah.
are doing it so we can be able to feed
Sustain our families. Yeah.
Yes. So aside from sustaining your family, you're using that for someone that has a plan of possibly by so age I would want my podcast or this part of business to grow to this extent.
Yeah.
Now you focus on your 9 to 5, and that your 9 to 5 is fueling that other thing
that you really want to do. Yeah.
That you really want to do. So when it gets to a particular stage, it's just like a child. You've given birth to a child. You can't say, because I don't born, there's a new person added to the family. Yeah, now start doing dishes. No. That child has to be nurtured and grown to a certain level before you can start assigning chores to the child.
Yeah.
So it applies to skill set as well.
Yeah.
You have to actually nurture your skill set.
Yeah.
Find ways to grow in it. That is if you believe you can monetize it.
Yeah.
But if you realize that you can't monetize it, sincerely speaking, you won't see anybody burning energy towards that.
You have a point, but I don't think there's any skill that's a waste. It depends on how the person sees it. For example, Emeka, I don't know if I've ever told you the story how I started writing. I started writing because I was bedridden. Before then I didn't care. It wasn't something I was keen on. It wasn't something I was interested in. I didn't used to read novels. I didn't care. I was just the Jones. I'm telling you, like I didn't care at all. But then I was stuck in the hospital for over 6 to 8 months, and I saw myself like writing stories about my sojourn and my stay in that particular hospital, writing on my notepad, like trying as much as possible to explain what I pass through every day, like trying to tell a story. And then one day my dad saw my phone and read the whole story and was like, "That I'm actually a good writer." Like, to send it to Vanguard newspaper. I didn't, but that was actually what spurred me, and I realized, okay, maybe I'm actually good at this. Before then, I had never ever bothered. But then I realized, and you're right, like the more you write, and the same thing with everything in the world, like this 10,000 rule. Like 10,000 rule says, if you do 10,000 hour rule, if you do something repeatedly for at least 10,000 hours, you'll be so good at that thing. And it's the truth.
Yeah.
If, for example, let's say you want to learn how to speak or how to write or how to sing, the first time you start off, you just like ride the bicycle. Let's say you're riding a bicycle. The first time you try to ride a bicycle, you will fall, you make mistakes. Yes. But over time, as you do it over and over and over again, before you know it, by the time you spend 5,000 hours trying to learn how to ride that bicycle, you will begin to do freestyle. You will begin to do freestyle. People gonna clap for you. Say, "Oh, Edoka is so good." But it's same thing. But that's where most of us, all of us, is because it's hard. Everybody, it's just that sometimes some people know how to persevere, they have discipline, so they keep going. Because the effort is what actually we think about it and say, "Oh, mama, I'm tired. I've tried. This is not working," and we give up easily. But others will be like, and actually you're right. Especially if the thing is they're so dependent on that thing for their source of livelihood. They will keep going, even though they don't want to do it anymore. They will keep going.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I like when I moved here.
Yeah.
Now, I did not understand anything.
Yeah.
In regards to Nosh.
That's the language.
Yeah, the language Nosh.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not good right now.
Yeah.
But I'm better.
Because you've put in effort.
I put in effort. Now, there was something I got to realize, which was one way or the other, we got to like not really personal private tutor, but we had someone that teaches like a small community of like 8 people. So we do everything online. he has recorded videos, and also we practice, we learn. Then, like on Sundays, we have we Skype together. We try to speak and all. So now there was something I got to understand and realize from all these things. Now, I think I started probably like last month. Yeah, I started last month. So now, I did most of his exercises, but it wasn't sticking in my head.
Yeah.
I won't lie to you, it wasn't sticking. But for some reason, there was a day he just introduced us to. There's this mobile app called Duolingo.
Which one?
Duolingo.
Yeah, I know Duolingo. Yeah.
So now I downloaded Duolingo, and for some reason I was a bit reluctant. I just started using it. Like so it's language organized in the form of a game.
Yeah.
So I started playing this game. So gradually, words started sticking in my head.
Yeah, subconsciously. Yeah.
Yeah, subconsciously. So words are now sticking in my head. So these guys literally did something, which is in every stage, they pick probably like 10 words, and they keep presenting these words to you in different forms.
Yeah.
And you keep answering, both translating to Nox, and sometimes they present to Nox and you translate to English.
Yeah.
So you play one stage a couple of times, then all of a sudden it just sticks. So I combined it with these classes I was always having, which is he was teaching us the proper structuring of every sentence. I was now combining it with this game, and I got to realize that yes, there's progress. Not that I'm good, but there's progress. Now I know what this thing means. If I see it in the newspaper, I can be able to translate to a certain level.
Uh-huh.
So I realized that because I was always consistent with playing that game, I make sure every day I play that game. I tend to learn new words and become better.
Yeah.
I'm not best, but I am better than yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So that thing you said, you always have to keep practicing.
Yeah.
Else, trust me, you just remain where you are.
Yeah, but I'm going to liken it to something that's out of context, but if you think about it, it's the same thing. You realize the more you drink alcohol, the more you develop tolerance to alcohol.
Yes.
It's normal. So people will say, "Oh, they are lighter." It's because they just don't drink like that. And if you notice, if you have good tolerance to alcohol, the moment you say, "Do you know what? I'm going to be sober for a while." Once you go back again to drink, after one bottle, you get drunk. Have you noticed it?
Yes, straight up.
Because it's all about experience. Like you're doing it over and over again. It happened to me, and I realized it when my friends say, I was the hap champion. I used to drink hap like man. Like hap was just my thing. People feel that. Just give me hap. And I'm happy. Like even during the service, remember cold hap.
Yeah. No, I remember.
Give me cold hap.
Like,
and I'm very happy. Like, but then at the point I stopped drinking and I started just drinking water. And I realized at some point I'll now go back to drink, even JD, whatever. I'll be feeling so dizzy and I'll pass out. Is this what I mean? That's what I realized. It's just the moment you stop and say, okay, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I think I need to work on my drinking habits. Let me just slow down a bit and just start drinking water. You realize your tolerance will drop immediately. So it's the same thing with any skill. Like you just have to put in the effort. It doesn't matter. People will laugh at you. And I think if you think about it, I used to say these things like, whenever I see young kids, I admire them. Why? Because children are so curious. So whenever I look at them, I observe them and I notice. Do you notice like children? They're always asking you questions.
Yes.
Always.
They're curious. They want to find out how it's being done.
But do you not realize that by the time they get to primary 3, primary 4, primary 5, just when they stop asking you questions like that? Do you know why?
They only ask you questions on things that they feel concerned about.
Yeah, but do you know why? Because over time, once your friends start laughing at you in school, you see this one, you don't even sabi this thing, this one, they change immediately. They start feeling okay. I'm not supposed, but if you can actually develop that childlike curiosity and you are always asking why, it will help your life. But
Yes.
because when we're growing up, let's say, for example, let's say there was this guy in your class. You know how back then in Nigeria, during they would be doing things like dictation, and you tell people to read out stuff, and maybe the person couldn't read, then everybody will start laughing at the person.
Yeah.
Because people were laughing at the person, that young child will not put in effort to be better.
Thank you.
Maybe the boy was a stammerer, maybe the girl was dyslexic. That child will not put in effort anymore to actually be better. But because at that point the child is actually curious and wants to put in effort. But because he or she can see that people are actually laughing at him or her for making mistakes, or more, the person will recoil into his own shell or her own shell and stop trying.
Yeah, straight up. That thing has ended.
It don't finish. But
straight up.
If we can actually, I know it's hard because this thing has happened to all of us, maybe in different phases of our lives. Maybe yours might be in writing. Maybe your teacher told you you'll never be good at mathematics, or this one told you you'll never be good at computer science, biology, like different things. Everybody can be the same. This one could be about relationships, like somebody has told them like they can never have a good relationship. This is what I mean. They don't believe they are never good. They can never be good enough. And it sticks.
I think as regards to being good at what you do, I feel one of the concerns is, when you put so much, there has been a bar.
Yeah.
So someone has set a bar.
Yeah.
And you have to try as much as possible not to allow that thing influence your growth in whatever you want to learn. Because now, there was something I really admire about you.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Which is you don't give an F. It has its pros and cons.
I know.
The pros in this thing is that when you do not give an F as regards to something, it's just like this. I don't know this and I don't know it.
That's how I'll try.
You will ask. Now, in a group of 10 friends, mixed race and the rest.
Yeah.
Arize doesn't know about this thing. Arize will just ask you. Now, Emeka doesn't know about it like Arize, but he's forming big boy.
True.
They laugh at Arize, but they have told Arize. Arize goes home, gets better at it. Now, in another circle, Arize now knows about this thing, but Emeka, due to the fact that he doesn't want people to laugh at him, he keeps quiet, and he still doesn't know about this thing.
Yeah.
So that bar that people have set, yes, in life people will come and go in your life.
Yeah.
Setting, they will come and go. Yes, people can tell you, that guy doesn't know how to write. Yes, he doesn't know how to write. The question is he better than yesterday?
Emeka, but there's something I've come to realize, and I think I know you say I don't give an F, honestly. I started giving an F as I grew older. When I didn't give a shit. I don't care. I will lie. I don't care. Like, whatever you think of me, that's your problem. I don't care. Like, it's when I grew up and I started, like, maybe falling out with this person or that person, because you still need good. Because to me, I've always felt like I always have good relationships with people, unless they don't know me well. Because I never got on my way to actually do stupid shit to anybody. You see what I mean? But you can't be waiting for people to get to know you before they will. You see what I mean? People form opinions about you when they meet you because they feel like maybe your expression, you don't show concern, you don't really care about them, so they get angry. We are human beings, I don't get that. But when it comes to people laughing at you, there's something I've come to understand. Emeka, I don't know if you notice, sometimes I might even know that thing, but I'll still ask you a question. Is the truth?
Yes.
I might even know it. I might be very good at that thing, but I'll still ask you a question. It doesn't change the fact that it's just me being curious. I don't know. I can't help it. It's who I am. Like, I might be good at this biology, but I like to get another opinion. I say, okay, do you know what? I look at it from A. Okay, let's say, for example, two of us, we're looking at two, let's say we're looking at cryptocurrencies, and I'm so interested in Ethereum, and I keep on telling myself, yes, I know Ethereum. But the thing is, if you notice, If you're always talking, you'll be stuck with the things you only know. It's the truth.
Okay.
But then I'll meet people and I'll keep asking them about cryptocurrency. Then now they've told me about Solana, Cardano, Polkadot, this, that. Now I know about them extra, and I go back and research on them. Then I can choose the ones I want and the ones I don't want. That means I've actually learned more by asking people a lot of questions. But then you're right. I figured out that a lot of people are so scared to ask these questions. Why? And if you notice, those people who are so scared of asking those questions, because of their inadequacy, they are the ones that laugh at other people all the time. I don't know why. For example, let's say Emeka is not good at this experiment. So Emeka comes to me, and in front of everybody, Emeka is like, "Oh, can you teach me how to do this?" And people start laughing at him. You notice that the person who is so inept at that particular thing will be the person laughing at, because the person is trying to hide his own insecurities to make sure that they actually magnify yours, so that people will say Emeka is the only one that's bad at this, whereas he himself is actually bad at it too. But by actually highlighting yours and magnifying yours will overshadow his own. So everybody will start laughing at Emeka and let him be. But to me, that means you are just lying to yourself. You always be insecure. But if you can actually stand being laughed at, you build your confidence. Yes, at that point you feel bad. But over time, who cares? Nobody will even remember that.
No, sincerely, that's one thing we like. We move on to the next clown.
Yeah, we move on to the next clown and laugh at the person.
We laugh at the clown of today.
Yeah.
Tomorrow there's going to be another clown.
But my other brother used to tell me one funny thing that makes me laugh. He used to tell me every gossip has an expiry date. And it's true,
sincerely, yeah.
Every gossip has an expiry date. So no matter, like, once they get tired, like, they move on to the next person and forget it.
Yeah.
It's every gossip has it. So it's something that I don't understand why people don't do. Because you see a lot of people there, like, it's easy to tell when people are actually insecure or not sure of themselves, because they are the ones that try as much as possible to put other people down.
Yes.
I don't know if they know that it is obvious, or maybe it's not obvious to other people, because we're still talking about the same thing, observation. Because I observe it, you can actually tell they are trying to put other people down. And by doing that, automatically, you're actually telling the other person that you are so unsure of yourself and insecure that you go as far as doing what? Putting a maker down to actually do what? To be good. But if you are a confident... No, is it true? Because if you are a confident person, you won't fear any competition.
Yes.
You wouldn't fear any competition. It doesn't matter who the person is. Fuck the person. You don't care. like, for example, look at Cristiano Ronaldo. I know people will say he's this, he's that. But I remember when he joined Man United, he was 18. And then, 18, 19, 20, you ask him who is the best player in the world. He'll say, me. People start laughing at him. He was 18. He would say, me. He used to say it back then, me. And I love that answer. Like, he knew he wasn't that good. But by saying it repeatedly, he's trying to tell himself, man, I need to work hard to get there. And he's there now. Everybody's now saying, oh, maybe some people start telling him he was just lucky. It's a lie. Because he believed this from the beginning. You understand what I mean? You never see him. I don't think you ever see him say, I'm comparing myself to Messi. If you notice, Messi and Ronaldo, they never compare themselves to each other. The fans are the ones that compare themselves to these players. They don't do that. No, think about it clearly. They don't. They rarely do. You never hear them talk about each other. They even praise each other. But the fans are so obsessed with Ronaldo versus Messi. The players don't even send, because deep down, especially Ronaldo, we can tell Ronaldo is confident. So he's trying as much as possible to say, okay, maybe he can actually tell that Messi is more naturally gifted. So you now say, okay, you know what? There has to be another way for me to compete against this guy.
Yeah.
And he built on his technique, his eating habits, his physique, his this. He started building on it to make sure that he'll be a bigger brand than this. See, that's what I believe. Like, whenever once I see anybody who's talking shit about other person, or trying as much as possible to put the other person down, and the person won't get opportunities, even that be even at the chase. Because once you start seeing somebody who's now saying stupid shit to the girl to make sure you get the girl, or to the girl to about the other guy to make sure you get the girl, automatically I can tell that one is the less confident one.
True.
Because why would you say any stupid thing about anybody to get ahead? That means you are not so sure of yourself. Simple.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
But still, we're still talking about observation and experience. And I think with experience and observation, you tend to learn a lot of things about people.
Really a lot.
Yeah. Because there's something that I sit down and I could go into your room. Let's say I step into this room now. I feel like I'm intuitive. I could step into this room and I'll just look around. I could tell with the looks on their face or whatever, I could tell this was like, hey, I think so and so was actually going on before I stepped into the room.
That's a good gift.
I don't think it not be good. Trust me, you see as I talk this thing, it is how they play. Sometimes these things are not good because it affects. It actually. It will not make you relaxed. I want to be relaxed. You know me, I like Jonesy. I want to Jones bed because it makes it makes you be on guard because you're expecting rubbish from the person. You see what I mean? It's not a good thing.
The thing is, let's make a reference to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Baelish.
Yeah.
Now. That character, Lord Baelish, is a highly observant character.
Exactly. but he was a cunning motherfucker.
Baelish is a mixture of very observant, cunning.
Yeah.
Now, and pretense. I don't know if cunning and pretense go hand in hand.
Kind of. Yeah.
The thing is, when it comes to being very observant, for some people that already have this skill, only few know how to pretend.
That's if they're observant.
Yes, as in amongst the percentage of people that are very observant, very few know how to pretend.
Yeah.
And trust me, if you still want to be, I don't want to use the word cool, act cool.
Yeah.
If you still want to appear cool to people, then you have to be, what's it called? You have to be, you have to pretend. Let me be sincere with you.
Yeah.
Because you can't get into a war front
with people, yeah,
and you know that this person is your enemy, and you still be laughing with the person.
Yeah.
But the war that's ongoing in our lives day to day is that people actually cover themselves with sheep clothing.
Yeah.
And they are wolves.
Yeah.
And once you can be able to detect these people, without a doubt, if you do not know how to manage your emotions, immediately you will send a signal to these people that I don't like you.
They can easily tell that you don't like them.
Yes. So if that same person is very observant, he would realize this thing from your energy towards him.
Yeah.
So in a way, if you still want to, it's difficult, and when practiced over time, you become really. Once people know you very well, I think you can end up being amongst the category of people that shouldn't be trusted. I don't know.
That's if the person is cunning, isn't it, and manipulative, isn't it?
And not really manipulative. If you are very observant and you can pretend,
yeah,
you end up falling into the category of people that can be trusted, because Now,
that cannot be trusted or trusted.
yes, no, that can't be trusted.
Why?
Because now, I get into the room. I know that these 5 people don't like me.
Yeah.
But I'm acting all smooth with them.
Yeah.
They don't even know
That you know.
You understand? I'm acting all smooth with them.
Yeah.
Now, gradually, maybe they don't like you because of what they've heard about you.
Probably, because that's why most people hate others. Yeah.
You understand? And now, you have gradually blended into that particular environment, and these people now, maybe out of this 5 or 6 of them, maybe 2 now have gotten to know you properly.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, come on, what this person was saying doesn't make sense. This guy is actually a cool guy.
Yeah.
Now the person is now, it moves from just knowing you and, hey, what's up, getting closer.
Yeah.
If you at that moment cannot read genuinity from this person's character,
yeah,
you will keep placing that person in that same position you placed the person on
initially.
The first day you met the person.
Yeah.
And you are ready to mess the person up at any opportunity given.
Because you're waiting for the person to fuck up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And when it gets to that moment and you've had your way, now at this moment, this person is being genuine with you. This person's mindset has changed towards you.
Yeah.
He never or she never spoke to someone about her mindset towards you.
Yeah.
But this person has changed. But you didn't see that this person has changed.
Yeah.
Now it now looks as if Arinze has hurt this person or Emeka has hurt this person.
Yeah.
But your character towards the person was based on what you observed
from the beginning. Yeah.
Yes, from the beginning. So it's you have to. This life is just about balancing.
Yeah, it's all about you should be able to. You can't hold. For example, this thing we do about first impression. To me, is bullshit. It's good, but I can't say it's bullshit in entirety because most people base their assessment of you on that. But I could see somebody today, and I said the person, and my opinion about the person will change in the next 5 minutes. It does not make any sense because what I'm trying to say here is the person and most people, Emeka, if you think about it, most people actually give you attitude or the cold shoulder or whatever. It's because of most of the time because of what they heard about you, and most of if I see where most people rarely. That's what you see. There's something that happened recently to Chimamanda DJ. She had this issue with one girl, a Quaker or whatever, that right? Yeah. And the girl was trying as much as possible to get Chimamanda cancelled. But Chimamanda, even in that situation, still kept on saying that she's one of the most talented writers she's met. Do you know what that thing thought? Like, I don't know if anybody actually paid attention to it, but what I actually got from that was I can actually trust Chimamanda. If I ever meet her, I can trust her. Why? Because even though this girl is so mean and vicious to her, she can actually still point out something good about her and tell the world. A lot of people cannot do that. Exactly. Most people always tell you negative things about the next. Is it true? Start checking it from today. They will always have negative things. They only have negative things to tell you about the next person. But Chimamanda, even in that situation, that horrible situation, still mentioned good things about this person. That shocked me because not a lot of people can do that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because not a lot of people can do that. The only people who can do that are people who are genuine and you can trust.
True.
It's the truth. Whether I don't know if people pay attention to these things easily, but those are the people that can actually do that with their clear mind and tell you Emeka is actually talented. Yes, we're actually fighting, but it doesn't change the fact that Emeka is a wonderful person. This is what I like. Not everybody can do that because most people once they don't like you or they see you as competition. You don't even have to do anything to them. Maybe they see you as competition. Maybe you and them, they hustle for the same job. They will start gossiping, beats and beats and beats, and telling people you're horrible, making people to hate you.
Certainly.
Because that's the only way they feel they can get ahead. Because by doing that, people start saying, "Oh, is this how this Emeka is? I'm gonna make a shit for man." So whenever you now meet those such people, they are always on guard towards you, and you'll be wondering why. But that's the reason, because they've heard rubbish things about you. They don't necessarily have to be true, but whether we like it or not, I keep saying it. What we hear affects what we think we see.
Yeah, true.
If I come and tell you, I don't know if let me take you back. I don't know if Omo ever told you about a story that actually happened before you joined us during the service. Something happened. I'm not going to go in details. Something happened, and the person thought he was being so. He thought he was a sharp guy. Thought he was a sharp guy.
I think I kind of remember that.
Yeah, but I think you know
when I heard it.
Yeah, but I didn't want to go into. I don't want to go in detail. So, but yeah, was acting as if a sharp guy. Omo, Jonas, everybody was so angry with me. You don't want to react. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do... And I told them, relax. I kept on telling them, relax. So all of them were like, there's something wrong with you. This, that. At the end of the day, I didn't even shout, but I still got my pound of flesh. But because because then that was when I was developing that kind of... I was trying as much as possible to learn to control my emotions. This is what I mean. That was when I was actually trying to learn how to control my emotions. The only time I actually told the person that I knew what he was doing was when he called me on the phone to say stupid shit. And I told him, man, stop this rubbish. I'm done playing games with you now. I'm tired of it. It's boring now. You see what I mean? It's boring now. Now, don't try this again. This is what I mean. But we are human beings. If I had allowed that rush of blood to the head as I was angry at that point, maybe I would have done something I would have regretted.
People that control their emotions, I feel them pass anything for this world.
Why?
See, your emotions literally affect your decision making.
True.
And when you're very happy or very sad, you can make a drastic mistake.
True.
So I really fear them. Trust me, man. Anyone that can control his emotions.
But controlling your emotions is part of emotional intelligence. It's something we all have to do, whether we like it or not. Because we can't go around lashing out at people at work, or because people will piss you off. Deep down, Emeka, these people know they are pissing you off. It's the truth. They just want to.
Yeah. There's something I observed during the lockdown.
Yeah.
I've had difficulties at work.
Yeah.
And it can really be a pain in the ass, I know. But come to think about it, we need assholes in this world.
Exactly.
That is the fun in this life. You need assholes. They need to fuck up. Yeah. One way or the other. Yes, it can be really painful. But these are the things that make you get better. These are the things that make you have a story to tell. Yeah.
And but if all your experiences are actually good ones, trust me, you will. Emeka, this sounds kind of weird and sadistic, but pain leads to growth. Yes. Maybe it could be emotional pain. Maybe someone broke your heart. Or you learn how to control your emotions. Like, not control emotion per se, but you learn how to not to be stupid in terms of maybe relationships anymore.
Yes.
It could be that pain. Maybe you're trying to learn. Maybe you are trying to study for this exam. It's the pain of studying for the exam that will not let you know. You get better and better and better. But you must endure the pain, get better and better, and then pass the exam.
Yeah.
If you say you want to run for an election, the pain of going around begging people to come out conversing for votes will actually make you do what? Make you to be a better politician. Because that way, for you to be a better politician, people will do what? People will use you. Then you now realize it's the game. Then you learn and change and become a better politician. Nobody becomes better by just, hey, I'm good at this. Now lie. It comes with pain. It's the pain that will let you understand, man, this is the reality.
It comes with pain.
It's the reality. And once you embrace that pain, like, because most of the time our problem is we hate that pain and then we complain till we die. But once you embrace that pain and say, okay, my brother, okay, you know what, I accept it. I was the stupid one in this situation. It's never gonna happen again. No, it's the truth. I was the stupid one in this situation. It's never ever gonna happen again. Let's see what's gonna happen. You notice once you embrace the pain, things change.
True.
You're not gonna vet for the person again, but you tend to learn how to navigate and learn so many things about people because like Emeka, whether we like it or not, I know we hope and we want other people to see things the way we see them. But experience has taught me and observation has taught me that you have more manipulative people in the world than you have more genuine people. Whether we like to accept it or not is what it is. Most people are trying to manipulate maneuver you at any point in time to get information, to get promotion, to get this, to get that. It is what it is. And we have to embrace it because they don't need being idealistic. I want the world to be this way. Nah, lie. This is the reality. You have more manipulative people than what? Genuine people.
Yes,
embrace it.
There's a competition ongoing in the world.
Man.
In every sector. Trust me.
I don't even think whether you want to that you can run away from it. It's what it is. And sometimes I act like this thing. There's this term I learned man. I think as a young boy I started thinking like an old man. You know how I'm thinking about it. Because there's this thing I learned when I was growing up, called the Italian fool. The Italian fool is the person that actually acts like a fool, but it's not a fool. He acts as if he doesn't know what he's doing, but he actually knows what he's doing. And if you act like the Italian fool, maybe your friend is trying to dupe you. Instead of reacting, allow your friend to dupe you. The reason is you are trying to understand if this your friend is someone you can actually trust long term. Allow your friend to dupe you. It's okay. Allow your friend to dupe you. He go pay you, but it's true. Allow your friend to dupe you. Now you know. Now it's clear that you cannot trust that friend. Simple.
Yeah, you know, when you have different incidents with your friend, you can have an incident with your friend as regards to business.
Yeah.
As regards to being secretive as regards to some things.
Yeah.
As regards to the relationship. You see, there's a friend for every need.
True.
You can't have a friend that is all round perfect. He might be a bit poor in certain aspects as regards his friendship with you.
Yeah.
It's bound to happen.
Normal.
And at that point, if you decide you still want to keep this person as a friend, it's simple. Keep the person as a friend. But when it comes to business matter, no, you exclude him.
My brother, my money is important to me.
When it comes to business matter, you exclude him. It is the days where you're going out to hunt for babes. When it comes to woman matter, this your particular friend, no, it cannot be your woman.
Because the person will even try to sabotage you.
So you understand?
Yeah.
These experiences is they are good.
Yeah. No, they're very good for you.
But it is important these experiences happen at a certain period of your life.
Especially when you're younger.
Yes. Because like I've had ups and downs in my business.
Yeah.
Different people. And it's really hot at that moment. But after a while, I'm like, thank God for exposing
it actually happened,
to exposing this person to me. So I can clearly see now that now it is a business of hundreds of thousands of naira.
Yeah.
Now I know I will grow big. I cannot entrust millions to this guy. There's no way I would be able to do that.
You see this thing you just mentioned, yeah? My sister is also a business lady, so she can actually come on the show, and if I'm wrong, she can always say I'm wrong. But I used to tell her this thing: every transaction is a test of your integrity. It doesn't matter whether it is 1 naira or 2 naira. If you cannot trust that your friend with 10 naira, you can never trust that friend with 1 million. Trust me. It does not change. If you cannot trust that person with 5-10 naira, you cannot trust that person with 1 million. You see, we think 5 naira is little. It's not. Emeka, when I was growing up, there's this lady that used to sell bread around my area, like Polo Park. If you grew up in Enugu, anybody that grew up in Enugu will understand what I'm talking about. So we used to go there, drive there to buy bread every morning. So we became like, it's a family thing. Once now she now okay with we familiarized with each other. She knows my mom, because my mom is the one that drives me to the place all the time. Okay. Then I developed this bond and relationship with her. So whenever I want to come out from house, you know that kind of time, JS2, JS3, SS1, I'll go to her, take 100 naira, get on a bike and go and see my friends in Transikulu, and we'll be there and be drinking half. But no, I'm serious. But then it was always a loan, but I always paid back that loan. The next time I'll go back there, she was always happy to give me another 100 naira. Why? Because whenever I tell her I will pay her back, I always pay back. This is what I mean. The point I'm trying to make is, if your friend, they chop you and they think, hey, I'm a sharp person, I don't chop Emeka. In my mind, I'm going to laugh, because once you don't chop 5 naira, my dear, you are never ever doing anything money like that. I know that was going to give us good money. It will never happen. I'm not beefing you. We are not struggling for anything, but it's a rule of mine, because if I renege on my word, that means I'm actually now lying to myself, because I know deep down I cannot trust you with the way you spend money. So now I'll be on my toes all the time, watching your every step to know how you're going to dupe me or not. There's no need for that. I don't need that. It's stressful. There's no need. So I would rather just exclude you from the deal. Remove you from the deal, and then peace of mind. And just like you said, there are people you meet as well. You know that this your friend can go behind you and say stupid shit to the girl. Somebody you actually think is a friend to sabotage you. So once you see this, like, that's the kind of thing the person can do. My brother, there's no need to lie to yourself. That's who the person is. It's not it.
That's who the difficult, but that is what it is. That's who the person is. It's not changing.
That's who the person is. So there's no need to start lying to yourself and say, do you know what? Let me give him 1 million. He might change. Now you go cry, die. Now you go cry, die. You go vex. There's no need. It's okay, and I like to accept people for who they are. Once that's why I try as much as possible. Emeka, think about it. Check things you and I have done since we met during the service. And I could say, I can trust Emeka with this. You can trust me with this, that maybe Emeka will not eat my money. Do you see what I mean? You know Emeka will not eat your money because you've done things with Emeka, and Emeka always comes through for you.
True.
But there are people you've met, more. This one don't chop my money before.
At any given chance like this, now how to take the bro, life isn't about like that. Serious.
And that's it. And then you'll be there complaining, but you actually saw the signs coming, so there's no need for you to complain anymore, because once beaten, twice shy.
Sincerely speaking,
it's
crazy.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
So
experience is the best teacher.
Exactly. I think on that note, we can actually end on that note and say the experience is the best teacher. But the thing is, do you know why I actually accepted that experience is the best teacher? Well, you remember when we were growing up, maybe your dad would call you and tell you, Emeka, this is give you advice. This is that. In your head, you'll be like, say this man no Emeka enjoy my life. I beg. No, but then you grow older and you start experiencing some things, and you be like, this man had a point.
But in that aspect, there's something. Some of us do not understand this thing.
Yeah.
Your child or someone, it mustn't be someone younger than you. As long as you have passed through this path and there's someone coming behind.
Yeah.
You have made some mistakes without a doubt. As a child, we have a certain period in our life where we want to be young and wild.
Yeah.
Bro, trust me. It takes the grace of God for you to be able to convince a child not to at least flex.
No. See, telling a child not to flex, you look for trouble.
Yes. So
Omo.
the child has to like there's some families. I'm like, man, trust me. You see communication. Right?
See, but the thing is, sometimes it's good for you to learn these things on. I begin go party just to see. It's good for you to do these things all time. Then at the point, you now realize, what I'm actually missing. I'm not missing shit. No, it's the truth.
Sincerely, those that really flexed from their tender age, which is from primary school, secondary, boy, when they came to university, most of them changed.
Yeah, they chilled. Some chilled. Like, I won't lie, at the point, but those people that feel like they haven't enjoyed their lives, so this is now for me to actually enjoy my life. They ended up being so wild. I get that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay to be wild. That's fine. But I realized as I got older, you have a point. I became calmer and more laid back, relaxed. Sometimes that's why I can see some people they call me like maybe like nerd. I go laugh because if it's a BB, you say don't be BB that. But no, but it's the truth. Like it's what it is. But because what you've experienced, some of them start experiencing it at a later age, which is okay. Yeah. Everybody's different. Everybody's going to experience life in a different way, and that's okay. So, well, on that note, because I think we've gone past over an hour now. but we can actually have a part 2 of this later. On that note, I think this is where we are going to stop for today to continue later. Thank you so much, Emeka, for coming on the show. It's been a lovely time talking to you.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah, and I hope next time I talk to you, you'll be so fluent in, I don't know what it's called, so I don't want to say rubbish in Norwegian language.
No, even you don't know Norwegian, so I can literally just say rubbish and
calm down. So as you talk, I'm gonna check up. No worries. Thank you for coming on the show, and hopefully we talk again soon.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Safe.
Bye. Laid Back, the Atirozinka podcast will be a weekly podcast where I relax from the hustle and bustle of life to talk about a range of topics, including culture and lifestyle, sports, entertainment, history, science, technology, finance, politics, and religion. I will also interview amazing people from different walks of life. My hope is to build a community where more laid-back professionals can sit and chat about anything. Find me on social media at Laidback on Twitter and Instagram, and make sure to subscribe, rate, and comment on any podcast app. Thank you.